And there goes a Finn. That's a backbreaker right there. And yeah, that's the game for him. Hey folks, you're at Menacing MTG, and I have a really amazing deck here today. I've done a poison deck, which was fabulous, and this is also a poison deck, poison death touch deck. But really, what's going on with this deck is that we are seeking card advantage here and having the sub theme of death touch and poison at play. So let me just quickly run through why this deck works so well. So we have 8 discard cards right here. Elderfang and Acquisitions Expert. And initially when I started looking at Elderfang, I'm like, this card is just a burglar rat and it, 2-drop, 1/1. Why would you ever play that card when you get Acquisitions Expert? Well, I've since discovered that it's a cleric, and that's part of a party. And so when you have Elderfang on the board and you bring Acquisitions Expert on, Acquisitions Expert gets to look at 2 cards that the opponent chooses to show you, and you get to choose one to discard. So that's a major advantage. So if you have 2 of these in your hand, play the Elderfang first, play this second. Okay, so that's first thing. That helps us get card advantage. We also have a lot of card draw in this deck, believe it or not. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But let's take a quick look at the death touch that we have in this deck. We have 1 Foulmire Knight, which can be card draw with its instant and is a 1/1 death touch creature. 2 green 1/1 death touch creatures. 4 Finns. This is the guy that creates the poison when death touch creatures, when Finns on the battlefield, do damage. Also, Hooded Blightfang, just another massively key card here. Harder to remove with a toughness of 4. There's full play set of 4 of these in here. And whenever any creature that has Death Touch attacks while Blightfang's on the board, you gain 1 life and the opponent loses 1 life for each of the creatures. A full play set of Nighthawk Scavengers. Yeah, when you have 4 of these, good night to the opponent's flying game. It's all over. So yeah, 4 of these. They also, of course, work beautifully with these cards. They're great removal. They gain you life, etc. Okay, then we have a single Vengeful Reaper, and this is lovely because you can throw it into Foretell, then cast it for 2, so you can do it with low mana on the board. And the other thing is, if you have Finn on, this guy has haste. Okay, it's another kick. Just another advantage in this particular deck. Now let's talk about removal very quickly. We have 2 Poison the Cups. If you put this into Foretell first, you get the Scry 2 benefit, which is awesome. And then we have a little bit of regeneration. So Luris can bring back all these 1-drops, all these 2-drops. Okay, all these things can be brought back with Luris. Okay, 1 and 2 drops. Additionally, we have 2 Call of the Death Dweller. So yeah, bona fide regeneration here. Not a huge volume of it, but enough. We have enough of these small creatures. So I think in one of the games you'll see I bring back a Blightblade and a Finn in 1 swoop with the Call of the Death Dweller. Of course, you can also bring back Luris. All right, so there you go. Skull Raid. This is the other card draw here, folks. This, because you have 8 creatures that are forcing discard, often when you're bringing this on in the mid-game, early mid-game, you are actually able to draw cards with it. And then we have Binding of the Old Gods, and this can be the backbreaker. Oh, there's 3 of these in here, because if you have these on the board and you get to this 3rd phase of this, creatures you control have Death Touch, and you have a Finn on the board, and I believe you'll see it happen in at least 1 or 2 of the games here where you get this going, everything has Death Touch, you attack with these guys with Death Touch. They just can't avoid the massive poison counter flood that occurs at that point. So just outstanding. You're hitting them for life loss, life gain here. You're hitting them for poison counters. You got regeneration. You got removal. You got card draw, Village Rites, and Skull Raid there. This guy also produces mana. You destroy a permanent, so it doesn't have to be a creature. You can destroy anything with this darn thing. And yeah, then you have Castle Lochthwaite for a little more card draw. Very simple land base here. We have 23 lands. Yeah, this deck has won 7 straight games. I think I show you 4 or 5 of them. 7 consecutive games in its current state. So yeah, I built this deck this morning. I did a quick refine to it, and boom, off it's going, and here it is. So yeah, this is a vicious deck. Have a great day. Please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. All right, this is a great looking hand here. Yeah, we have Elderfang to get us started. And Village Rights, we can sack it if we choose to. We don't get what we want. But getting Elderfang on first of the causing the opponent to discard cards, creatures, acquisition expert, it gets to choose from 2 cards when Elderfang is on the board. Okay, we've got good mana here. We'll have the Scavenger out shortly. Looks like possible rogue deck here. They may have a counter spell in hand. Okay, we got good stuff flowing in. Let's see if we get countered. Either way, they lose a card. Okay, excellent. Now if they're going to hold on to a bunch of mana here, then we may, okay, they get rid of Blood Chief. They must have other removal in hand, would be my guess. Okay. This is a very tough deck, the Rogues. I hope you saw my Rogue Killer deck. It really does a great job of managing them. Okay, we're going to be able to bring on Nighthawk Scavenger, which is excellent. We're not going to block here. Okay, we're continuing to get excellent items. Scavenger comes up. This should keep them at bay to a large degree. They may be able to kill with a Drown in the Loch. No attacks. Yeah, we're as we progress here, we've got great options. So next turn we can bring on another Scavenger or a Hooded Blightfang, and at the end of their turn sack the Elderfang for card draw. If they can remove the Nighthawk Scavenger, I believe they will. Right now we've got them stopped without removal. Okay. They only had 1 black mana, so they could only use it. So there's 2 Blood Chief's Thirst gone. Okay. Yep. They're empty-handed, which is really excellent here. And they're going to give up the Soaring Thought Thief, which is remarkable. I don't see any logic in that whatsoever. They're going on full mill run here, but I think we're going to be able to overtake them ultimately. Okay. This will allow us to gain life, do damage, and still have a blocker on board. We also have Call of the Death Dweller, which I may pull next turn. I could bring back Finn and the Blightblade, and they're going to give it up. They're done. And there goes, we have another Rogue Killer on our hands, perhaps. Yeah, the Nighthawk Scavenger really shuts down the Thought Thief. Okay, deck. You know, I'm definitely going to need more mana, but this gets us started with Acquisitions Expert. Then we can throw Skull Raid up, and we go first, so that's okay. We use Fable Passage for Swamp. We're definitely looking for more mana here. Golgari, they may be perfectly fine with discarding cards. But we're going to hit them pretty hard with Skull Raids, especially if we get a few mana in the next 2 or 3 turns. And then we have Binding of Old Gods to remove permanents, so we're looking pretty good as long as we get some mana here. Definitely looking for black mana first off, so we can get Scavenger, have the option to bring him on board. Okay, possible dinosaurs. Okay. Okay, excellent. Got mana, not the color I was hoping for, but we'll throw Skull Raid into Foretell. No attacks. They may have Eliminator, Heartless Act, which would get them card draw. They have mana, it's slow, but okay. Okay, that's a problem. We have a major problem here, so we're going to need to get Binding the Old Gods out quickly. We do get this, so yeah, let's do this. That's very good news. Hoping they don't have another Fin in hand. They do not. Well, they may. Actually, they have 2 mana left. Okay, that's a tough card. Alright, that's tough news. I'll probably get rid of Binding of the Old Gods. Skull Raid would certainly scare them. They don't get rid of Skull Raid. So we're going to get to draw a land here. Alright, that's really excellent. So now we can empty their hand. That's brutal right there. And these guys are going to get Death Touch next turn. Okay. Empty hand will come in. Okay, mana, which I'm not terribly happy with, but what it does allow me to do is work towards drawing cards. Tell, okay, this has the coin on it. This does not, so we'll attack with this one. Okay, and he's pretty desperate for card draw. So, okay, and so this is reasonable. We'll force them to ditch their card, and we'll get to draw a card. This is why I love Skull Raid. And there goes a Finn. That's a backbreaker right there. And yeah, that's the game for him. Okay, good looking hand here. We'll keep. Be perfect to get a 2-drop Acquisitions Expert or the Elf. Opponent has a large deck, over 100 cards, which I am happy about. Okay, excellent. Nice and slow. I think given the slowness of the deck, we're going to put up Poison the Cup. By using Foretell, we get to scry and have it as a quick instant. Ideally, I would love to get up a 1-drop or another Death Touch creature before putting Finn up, so then we can come in without having to attack alone with Finn, which is prone to be blocked and killed. We do have the mana in hand for Binding of the Old Gods, which is great. I'll be surprised if we don't see something come on the board here. There's the Cobra, okay. And of course tempted to kill that right away as it just generates mana. I think we're just going to go ahead and get rid of that. And Scry, very interesting. Actually, I think we're going to put the swamp back just to reduce the amount of land here. Okay. Okay, they put something into Foretell. We'll put this right up. We are going to toss up Finn. We have village rights available if they go to kill Finn, so we can get some return on it. Okay, that's precisely what I was mentioning. Sack him. Card draw. Okay. Alright, we're getting a ton of mana here, which is really surprising since I scryed one to the bottom of the deck and used a Fabled Passage, which effectively removes 2 lands from the deck. So now we're up to 6 total lands, 7 if you consider, 8 if you consider the one at the bottom in the Fabled Passage, out of 14 cards. So not great fortune there. I think what we're going to do at this point is throw Skull Raid up into Foretell and drop the Elder Fang, forcing discard. Game is early and we've got good stuff. We just need to get some bodies on the board. We will not block with Elder Fang, and he's not the type of card they're likely to spend a instant on for removal. They get rid of brush fire, which is shocking. Okay, we've got some mutate going on here, so we'll definitely bring on binding and run Skull Raid next turn. I'm gonna come right in. Will hurt a bit, but they're gonna lose that. Okay, we're just getting fabulous lands here. Okay, that's great. Skull Raid in. I'll drop them to a single card, which will demoralize them immensely, I'd have to guess. Let's see what they... Ooh, Ugin goes out. And Quakebringer, big cards. And Quakebringer could have come on next turn, so curious what they have. This will have Death Touch next turn. We have removal in hand and a castle. Okay, Twin Terror of the Peaks. Yep, we will remove that for sure. Throw a 4-step. We're flush with land. We'll throw up castle. We have to remove that immediately. We have enough to bring on the Acquisitions Expert and empty their hand. All we need now is a Fin for next turn so that these guys are going to drop poison counters. And there goes another Ugin. Okay, doing mega damage here. They got 5 lands. We're going to get card draw again, so we've removed an enormous amount of land from our deck, so really the future should be bright as far as getting quality things from here forward. There's Death Touch for us. It's going to come in with 1. We'll go card draw, then drop. Fin. You can't beat this, folks. They've got a major, major problem. So next turn, these will have Death Touch, and they'll all come in. Okay. Brush Fire. Oh, I'm happy that he's blocking, so he's not available next turn for blocking. And let's come in. They choose not to lose. They must not be familiar with poison. Allowing that to happen. And because I've got so many Fins, I'm going to just replace Fin, so I have a Death Touch blocker, and I chose the wrong one, so I'm going to do that again. There's some real stupidity, folks. So they are going to lose the game unless they're able to, well, not necessarily. Oh, okay, that's big. So here we go. Kill Brushfire. And we're going to come on in with everything. And he has to block. He can't actually, this is the game. Getting Poison the Cup and eliminating Brushfire. Can only block 1 creature unless he's got a kill spell in hand. It's over. That's it. Okay, this is a keeper. Definitely looking for another black land, but this gets us rolling. And we'll bring on Elderfang Disciple because that is a party card which allows you to look at 2 cards with Acquisitions Expert. Okay, if that's a good card, we're going to need more mana. But this is going to carry us a long way with all this discard. Okay, that could be a bit of a problem, but that's good news that they're not able to counter. Looks like, is it? Next turn, Acquisitions Expert, which will allow us to look at 2 cards of theirs and choose 1 for them to discard, and the same the following turn. Definitely in need of mana, though. Black mana first, please. Okay, that's too bad. So we'll bring on the other Elderfang. We were flush with discard. They do have a Bone Crusher, which is tough. And they're down. Lost a lot of cards here, so they get rid of a Brazen Borrower. Yikes, they must have some good stuff in hand. Okay, Bone Crusher. That's fine. No blocks. So now we'll get to choose from the 2 remaining cards. We need land. We have great stuff if we get land. We get to look at both these cards and choose one to ditch. Okay, guess which one? Embercleave. Gone. No attacks. We will not attack. We need land. 1 land gets us Blightfang, which is... oh, crap. Okay, that's bad news. We're going to double block Robber of the Rich, as they just stole a Fin. That's too bad. We have to have land, though, or we're just... This is not going well here. 12 cards in, only 2 lands. Okay, that's too bad. Really bad. Alright, please give us land. They stole a Fin from us, which hurts badly. Okay, we did get land. It is black. That's terrific. I think we're going to throw up a Nighthawk Scavenger. And no blocks. No attacks. We will block, though. Okay, this is a tough choice, but what we're going to do here is get rid of the giant. Another land, please. We got it. Okay, perfect. So here we can bring on Binding of the Old Gods. This is perfect. Get rid of Fin. No attacks. Okay, that's too bad. Alright. Okay, that's good news. Got lots of mana flowing here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of Bone Crusher. We'll pay 2 life for that. No, we won't. I guess not. As it's not an instant or sorcery. Okay, now we're in pretty excellent shape here. They got no cards. Oh, they do have a card. Hopefully they keep that in hand so we can force them to sack it. Maybe an instant. Okay, we've got so much land here. Which means it's very good for the future because the likelihood of drawing more lands is low. Okay, folks, we can bring everything out on the board here. This will empty the hand, or if it's an instant, they may play it. Everything gets Death Touch next turn, which will do a lot of damage. Okay, Slaying Fire, they just come to face. Interesting choice. We're going to bring them all on. Okay, that'll end the attacking for them, and we will have a bunch of life gain next turn, unless they get a sweeper or some way to remove Hooded Blightfang. Ascendant Spirit, a great card, and they can make that big. Yep, there we go, it's a flyer now, but they're going to be pressed because we are going to gain some life. Okay, I love that card. Although a Fin would have been superior, we come in with all the Death Touch creatures. And we'll gain 3 life, they'll lose 3 life. Okay. Take that, and yes, Ascendant Spirit is a badass, but, oh, Robber of the Rich, I don't like that one bit. We can block it, we will block it. Not sure why they're doing that. And if they're smart, they'll buff up Ascendant Spirit so they can draw a card here before attacking. They don't, which is just a miracle. Why would they not do that? Now they do it? Wow. Well, that's going to cost them the game ultimately. This is going to hurt. Okay. They're going to be doing a lot of damage here. And drawing a card. I'm not sure if they're aware that you can continue to add 2 counters to this Ascendant Spirit every turn. Continue to buff it. Seems like they're getting land flooded. They appear not to know that. So let's see. We're coming on in. This will gain us some life. And do 4 damage. Do 6 damage actually. They'll block one of the Acquisitions Experts, which will bring it down to 5 total damage, and they'll have 2 life remaining. Now they have enough. I'm not going to show this intentionally. They have enough snow to buff that up and draw a card, and that's what they need to do here. I don't understand what they're doing. Okay, they're flush with land and 3 cards now. The Blightfang's hard to kill, having 4 toughness, but they have to remove them both. Okay, obviously that's not going to do it. Okay, alright, that's a good move. It's not enough. Do they have something else? That's the game unless they can do something else here. Still have 3 mana in hand. That's the game. Okay, yeah, we're going to keep this hand. It's great. I just want to say that this is, I believe, my 6th consecutive game. I think you're seeing either, maybe it might be my 7th. I'm not sure, but with this deck in this finished state, I've won. I believe this is my 7th game. So I've won 6 straight, maybe 5 straight. I can't remember, but I played a few games before starting recording this, and it seemed dialed in, so I'm rolling with it. We're keeping, and if I can win another one here, it'll be, I can tell you in all good faith that it'll be 6 wins, but probably 7 consecutive wins. So I haven't won this game yet, so we'll see. I think a key addition to this deck is to be able to remove things from the opponent's hand. Like this. Just we get card advantage, and then we have a couple Poison the Cups and a bunch of Binding the Old Gods. And once we get the Death Touch thing going on the floor, then it's all good. So yeah, we will not attack here. We want to keep the Bushwag. Right now they don't have any idea that we're hoarding Death Touch creatures. So we want to just keep the opponent quiet just like that. Now the question is, do we bring Poison the Cup, Nighthawk Scavenger? I think what we're going to do is throw Skull Raid in for right now. The next turn we'd have the ability to put Poison the Cup in and run Skull Raid. No attacks. Okay. Alright, so now we've got Village Rights, so we can sack something. Alright, I believe what I want to do here is put Poison the Cup in Foretell. I like the idea of being able to scry. And then running Skull Raid and getting 2 cards out of hand, so we really will have depleted their resources, and we have 2 kill spells in hand. Okay. No attacks. Once again, they can't bring Warden on at this point. Okay, there's another one now they can bring Warden on, and they're going to, and we're going to let it in. I have bigger plans. Okay, now. So we're going to go ahead and run Poison the Cup. Scry, okay. Yeah, I'm going to roll the dice and say I don't need that stuff. We have enough mana to pretty much do everything here. Now we're going to force them to discard a card. So we're down to a single card. We've got a Death Touch creature in hand. Oh, wow, that's a big loss. They must have something good in hand. We still have Binding of the Gods, which could be the backbreaker for them. And we have Nighthawk in hand. Okay, there's a shock. No problem there. Fire Prophecy. No problem there. No blocks. He cannot attack at this point. And I think probably what's best here is just to come right out and put the whack down. He's empty-handed now. He's down to a single creature. And because we're not going to be blocking with this creature, we'll attack with him. One more land gets them the ability to buff, and he will do that immediately. Alright, so that's great. A forest comes up. Another forest goes on. Toss this up. No attacks. And if they happen to get a kill spell, we can use Village Rites. Okay, yeah, we're going to eliminate that now. Yep, they'll get 3 damage on us, but we'll gain life. Our power may go up with Nighthawk Scavenger here. Okay. Not sure what they have in hand, but it's not enough. Okay. Now this is going to be exceptionally painful for the opponent, unless they have a kill spell, which will be painful for me. That becomes out of hand. That's the game, folks. Okay, that I believe is 7 straight, folks. So play this deck, okay? Really, the combination of the Death Touch, Poison, and discard is proving to be really difficult for opponents. So I definitely wouldn't want to play against this deck. All right, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.